Hey, we are two Star Wars nerds, and we're back with another Star Wars wisdom talk. Today, we are talking out of Season 6, Episode 6 of the Clone Wars animated series. And the opening quote says, "Jealousy is the path to chaos."
So true.
This is a loaded one, people. Buckle up. But Mrs., why don't you share first before I share my thoughts and we close?
Jealousy is a terrible thing.
It's a disease.
Yeah, it is. And it just continues to spread and spread if you don't take care of it. And a lot of the time, jealousy, like you may be jealous your friend got this new game or this new game system before you did, and then there's this jealousy. But we have to realize it's not really about the game system. It's not really about that they got it before you. There's something deeper rooted, and that's how it's coming out. Like maybe you feel less than, and you feel like you don't fit in and you need these things. This is all subconsciously. So that's jealousy's out of a place of insecurity and hurt and not measuring up. So if you feel or if you notice jealousy in your life, don't just look at face value. Like go deeper and say, why does this bother me? Like, why am I jealous about a video game? Like, video games are great, but there's so much more to life. There's so much more to the world. I don't need to be acting like this. Or so-and-so, they got more subs than me. They have more whatever. It's like, dude, none of that counts. Like, it shouldn't be taking up space in your mind and causing you to get jealous and heated and all that crazy stuff, because it's at the end of the day, subs don't count, video games don't matter. You know, what matters is the people around you and your relationships. But yeah, jealousy does lead to chaos. It leads to fighting, it leads to broken relationships, it leads to hurting each other, and it's not worth it. So if you notice that you're jealous, figure out why you're jealous. Don't just say I'm jealous about the video game. Like, it's something more that needs to be addressed, and if you don't address it, you will see chaos in your life, and that I don't want to live a chaotic life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I, as you were sharing, I'm thinking jealousy, it really comes from not being satisfied in your life, but not having a deep satisfaction, not temporary, a deep satisfaction. There's a hole in your life you're trying to fill. But even when you think about chaos is typically dark and unstable. Yeah. That's just really simply what it is. And there is that superficial stuff, where you get jealous about, this person got the new phone and I don't have it. We work with youth, so we see this greed, envy, jealousy. We see this all day long, or in relationships. Oh, they're talking to another girl, they're talking to another guy, and you get all like weird, and not you, but in general, you get all weird and like, why do you feel like that? Or, even thinking about like Facebook friends. Like you see somebody, you don't even have a Facebook.
I got rid of that thing. Nope. Yeah. Not for me.
But maybe you see somebody with like, 1,400 friends. You're like, whoa, man, they have so many friends, like, dang, I wish I had 1,000, I have like 700 friends, or, and you see somebody like that, you can like build up this thing. But when I think about it, realistically, I probably have 10 friends, Facebook friends are not real friends. It's people I've met through the course of my life. But there's something about even social media that can lead to jealousy. It's putting out the highlight reel of your life, and people aren't showing the difficult and the ugly and the mundane. They're showing the exciting. So we've trained ourselves to always be thinking in terms of the best, picture perfect.
Right.
And that can create jealousy. But yeah, when it comes to jealousy is the path to chaos, you'll never have enough. Like if you obtain something through jealousy, it's only a matter of time before you get jealous for something else.
Yep. It's a never-ending cycle.
It is, and it
sounds like chaos.
Yeah, and it absolutely is. It's just reciprocating. It just keeps coming back and back. But then you got to think, like, how do I combat that? How do I have peace? And I think really it's finding that pure fulfillment and satisfaction that doesn't come from things, doesn't come from people. You know, it's a totally different journey. You know, it's a totally different way of having that remedied inside of you. Yeah, you know, this is just a thought, maybe outside of jealousy, that I'll close with, just because it kept running through my mind. So in middle school and high school, I started to drink and do drugs and all of this, you know. And what we met in high school, and I would always tell you, I can stop at any time. I'm in control, right? Which is really addict talk for I can't. I don't want to, you know, face that reality. But what I found is that I was feeling brokenness, and I was covering it up with a blanket of substances. And it wasn't until that was healed and resolved was I finally free, you know. And I can say honestly, you know, I had a drink when I was 21, and I'm almost 30 now. And I had maybe the last time I was actually drunk, you know, or high or anything like that was when I was, gosh, I don't know, 18 maybe. It's been a very long time, you know. But for me, that desire is completely gone. It just is. And you know, it's not saying you know, social drinking or whatever. It's not even the point of it. But it's examining yourself and
like,
saying,
why are you doing it?
Yeah, because for me, I'm like, I don't need that to be social. I just don't. And what I've found is that if somebody's saying, I need this to do X, Y, Z, it's like, okay, well, that's a problem. Right. Because you don't. Right. But you've trained yourself to. And I found jealousy is the same exact way. It is subconscious. It's all in here. You know, it's not a substance you're taking. But jealousy, it's trying to cover up something. Right. And jealousy is, you're like, well, I need this thing. And that, like you were saying, yeah, that leads to chaos, and it's a chaotic life. So I don't know even if you're watching this, you know, if you see that, you know, you could join. Literally, it says, I'm not a counselor, so I'm not saying that. But if you want to talk more, like, you can join our Discord and talk to us. That's a great way to do that, you know, because jealousy it's a nasty poison. You know, I feel like we've been saying this a lot about things. It is a disease. You know, it's something that we need to rid mankind of. Yes. For real. Yep. But any final thoughts that you have on jealousy and chaos? No,
I just always get them out up front. And then I'm just sit back and listen to your wisdom.
You do. I just would feel amiss if I didn't ask you every single time. It. But hey, let us know in the comments, maybe what are some ways that you have combated and overcome jealousy in your own lives. Every single one of us has been jealous at some point. If you've been a jealous-free person, please let us know your secret. Please. But with that, we are two Star Wars nerds, and may the Force be with you always.